In 1995, ignoring the internet seemed reasonable, a useful technology perhaps, but not something that would fundamentally change how companies operated. A decade later, that assumption looked very different. The internet transformed communication, commerce, marketing, and entire industries. Then came smartphones. Once again, many organizations underestimated the speed of change. Yet within just a few years, customers expected instant access to information, services, and businesses from anywhere in the world. Today, another technological shift may already be underway. And once again, many businesses aren't quite sure what to make of it. But this time, the transformation isn't about connecting people to information. It's about creating software capable of performing work. For decades, software has been a tool. It helped people complete tasks, organize information, and manage workflows. But software itself rarely took responsibility for getting work done. Humans remained at the center of every process. Now that may be starting to change. Across industries, companies are exploring a new category of artificial intelligence known as AI agents. Unlike traditional software, AI agents are designed to pursue goals. They can use tools, make decisions, and complete tasks with minimal human involvement. Some believe they could become the digital workers of the future. Others argue the technology is still too limited to live up to the hype. Either way, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Businesses around the world are paying attention. Because if AI agents continue to improve, they may not simply change how software works. They could change how work itself gets done. To understand why AI agents are generating so much attention, it's important to understand how they differ from the AI tools most people know today. When people think about artificial intelligence, they often think about chatbots. You ask a question, the system provides an answer. The interaction begins and ends with a prompt. AI agents aim to go a step further. Instead of simply responding to requests, they are designed to pursue objectives. Imagine telling an AI system to identify potential customers for your business. A traditional chatbot might explain how to do it. An AI agent could potentially research companies, gather information, organize prospects, prepare summaries, and present actionable results. The difference is subtle, but it's important. One provides information, the other attempts to achieve an outcome. This shift from assistance to execution is what makes AI agents so significant. For businesses, it introduces a new possibility. Software that doesn't just help employees work, software that can perform portions of the work itself. Imagine it's the year 2030. You walk into a company with only 10 employees. Yet the business operates with the efficiency of an organization 10 times its size. While employees sleep, reports are generated. Customer requests are organized, marketing campaigns are analyzed, and routine work continues moving forward. Meetings are scheduled automatically, information flows where it's needed, and teams spend less time on repetitive tasks. The employees haven't become superhuman. They simply work alongside teams of AI agents. Whether this future fully arrives remains uncertain, but it helps explain why so many organizations are exploring the technology today. Every business faces the same challenge. How can we accomplish more with the resources we already have? Every day, employees spend valuable time on repetitive tasks, updating records, preparing reports, searching for information, managing schedules, organizing data. Individually, these tasks may seem small. Collectively, they consume enormous amounts of time and money. For decades, companies have used software to improve efficiency, but traditional software often requires human involvement at every step. AI agents introduce something different, the possibility of automating larger portions of entire workflows. Consider a sales team. Before speaking with a potential client, sales representatives often spend hours researching companies, gathering information, and preparing outreach strategies. An AI agent could potentially handle much of that preparation automatically. The same applies to marketing, operations, finance, and customer support. The goal isn't necessarily replacing employees. The goal is enabling employees to focus on higher value work, while repetitive processes become increasingly automated. For businesses facing rising costs and growing competition, that's an opportunity worth exploring. But here's a question that could reshape the future of business. What happens when every company gains access to an almost unlimited workforce of digital assistants? Not assistants that simply answer questions, but systems capable of researching information, analyzing data, coordinating tasks, and completing work around the clock. Because if AI agents continue to improve, the real disruption may not come from the technology itself. It may come from the companies that learn to use it first. Throughout history, technological advantages have often belonged to early adopters, and AI agents may be no different. While the long-term impact of AI agents remains uncertain, the experimentation has already begun. Businesses around the world are exploring practical applications. Customer support is one of the most visible examples. Organizations receive thousands of customer inquiries every day. AI-powered systems can help categorize requests, search knowledge bases, draft responses, and escalate complex cases when necessary. Sales teams are also testing new approaches. AI agents can assist with prospect research, lead qualification, and customer insights. Marketing departments are experimenting with systems that analyze campaign performance, identify trends, and generate recommendations. Operations teams are exploring ways to automate reporting, workflow management, scheduling, and administrative processes. The technology is still evolving, but the direction is becoming increasingly clear. Companies are no longer asking whether artificial intelligence can provide information. They are exploring whether artificial intelligence can help complete work. And that distinction could prove extremely important in the years ahead. Of course, every major technological shift comes with challenges, and AI agents are no exception. One of the biggest concerns is reliability. Artificial intelligence can make mistakes. It can misunderstand instructions, generate inaccurate information, or reach conclusions based on incomplete data. When an AI chatbot makes an error, the consequences may be relatively minor, but when an AI agent becomes part of a business process, the stakes become significantly higher. Security is another major concern. Businesses handle sensitive customer information, financial records, intellectual property, and confidential communications. As AI agents gain access to more systems and tools, organizations must ensure that strong safeguards remain in place. There is also the question of accountability. If an AI agent makes a costly mistake, who is responsible? The employee, the manager, the software provider, or the organization that deployed the system? These questions remain unresolved, and they will likely play an important role in determining how quickly AI agents are adopted. For many experts, the most realistic future is not one where humans disappear from the process. It's one where humans and AI work together. AI provides speed and automation. Humans provide judgment, creativity, ethics, and strategic thinking. And that partnership may ultimately prove more powerful than either could achieve alone. Imagine it's 2035. You arrive at work. Before your first meeting begins, your AI assistant has already summarized overnight developments, prepared your schedule, highlighted emerging opportunities, and identified potential risks. A marketing manager works alongside an AI system that continuously analyzes campaigns. A financial analyst collaborates with software that monitors market changes in real time. A small startup competes with larger organizations because its team is supported by powerful digital tools. The nature of work has changed, not because humans became less important, but because technology became more capable. Throughout history, innovation has repeatedly changed how people work, from factories to computers, from the internet to smartphones. Each transformation created new opportunities. while also creating new challenges. AI agents may represent the next chapter in that story, not because they replace human potential, but because they change how human potential is applied. The history of business is a history of adaptation. Organizations that recognize important technological shifts often gain powerful advantages. Those that ignore them sometimes struggle to catch up. Today, AI agents remain an emerging technology. Many questions remain unanswered. Challenges involving security, reliability, regulation, and accountability still need solutions. Yet despite those uncertainties, businesses across the world are investing significant attention and resources into the idea. They believe AI agents could unlock new levels of productivity, efficiency, and innovation. Whether they ultimately become the next business revolution remains to be seen. But one thing is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. For the first time, software is beginning to move beyond simply providing information. It is starting to perform work. And if that trend continues, the future of business may look very different from the one we know today. The future rarely arrives overnight. It arrives gradually, then all at once. And the rise of AI agents may be one of those moments we'll look back on and realize the future had already begun.